What is up, y'all? It's your boy, the Renegade Enigma. Here comes to you another video that I already uploaded, but YouTube decided to get up and whatever, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Rather than just scrap the whole idea, because, you know what I mean? It's a result video and it's old, you know what I mean? I want to do it again because I worked really hard in that video, and, you know what I mean? I wanted y'all to watch it. So, like, you know what I mean? I'm doing it again, and here we go. So I'm going to go by these real quick and whatever. But yeah, anyway, we start the show with the pre-show and whatever, just like we start on the other pay-per-view and whatever, right? And in this pre-show, we're going to have an interview with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman being the advocate, the beast incarnate, and, you know, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Brock Lesnar, as Paul Heyman would say. You know what I mean? So he's going to be on Miz TV. The Miz is going to have his personal assistant, Demon Miz, down with him and whatever. And yeah, basically, you know what I mean, run down this real quick. You know, Paul basically hypes up WrestleMania, how neither Daniel Bryan or Roman Reigns could beat him. Like, nobody could beat him, you know what I mean? Him being, you know, Brock Lesnar or whatever, you know, like, he's the champion, he's always the champion and whatever, you know what I mean? So, basically through this, you know what I mean, Paul kind of has a problem with Miz now, like, looking at him and whatever, and Miz basically punks him throughout this whole thing and whatever. So, like, you have a little bit of humor there with, like, the Miz and Miz out thing and whatever. Me personally, like, before any of this happens, like, I thought, like, Brock Lesnar would show up and beat down Miz down, and we was gonna have a match at WrestleMania, which was gonna be the Miz versus Miz down, whatever, you know, but unfortunately that's not gonna happen. So now we start with the pay-per-view, right? So the first match is a six-man tag, which is Eric Rowan, Ryback, and Dolph Ziggler versus the Authority, which is Big Show, Kane, and Seth Rollins, right? So this match was, like, really good in my opinion. You know, lots of back and forth, lots of chaos, you know what I mean, lots of high spots and whatever. And basically, you know what I mean, the match ended where the referee's back was turned and Big Show went for his punch behind the referee's back and whatever. Knocked out, I believe it was Ziggler, if I remember correctly. You know what I mean? But it was a mean punch. Like, he jumped in the air while he was on the floor or whatever. And, like, I think he literally knocked him out. So, you know, after the match, you know, the bad guys, you know, the Authority, beat down the good guys and whatever. You know, like curb stomps, punches, choke slams, double choke slams. You know, like, all their finishers and whatever. Like, they really beat them down. To the end where Randy Orton came out, made his return, because, you know, Seth Rollins and, you know, Big Show and Kane and everybody basically beat him down, and, like, he was gone for, like, months. So he made his return and whatever, beat down J&J Security, which is Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury, and, you know, like, he got Big Show with the RKO, he got J&J with the RKO, he got Kane with the RKO. The only one that he didn't get was the one that he wanted was Seth Rollins, which basically ran away with his tail between his legs, like they say. And, you know, man, like, the face is basically celebrated in the ring, and yeah, that's the return of Randy Orton, you know. He got like a huge pop, which, like, surprised me and whatever, and yeah. So next match we have is the Brother vs. Brother match, which was supposed to happen at WrestleMania, but it didn't. So, like, we have Goldust versus Stardust, aka Cody Rhodes and whatever. So, you know, this match was really good. They went back and forth and whatever. And, you know, the match basically ended in controversy because, like, the referee, he went 1, 2, and right when he was about to hit the mat for the 3, he just rang the bell or whatever. Like, Stardust didn't kick out, nothing. Like, you know, Goldust could have legitimately won, but the fact that he did it, you know what I mean, that's controversial or whatever. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they're gonna have a rematch or whatever, but, you know, I mean, at WrestleMania, because Stardust has his own match and whatever, but yeah, that's how where we ended that match. Later on, you know, we have Goldust talking to his father, Dusty Rhodes and whatever, and Stardust shows up out of nowhere. He talks about, like, oh, it's a family reunion, you didn't invite me and whatever, and, like, he's upset, and he basically commences to beat down his brother or whatever. Like, he beats him down real bad. So then he looks at his father, Steven's father, and talks about how, like, his father basically sent down, quote unquote, as he said it, this old bag of bones to look after him, where he was like the dashing one, he was the blue chipper, he was a member of Legacy. Like, he brought up all his old personas and whatever, you know, that he did as Cody Rhodes and whatever. And he felt disrespected because, like, he feels as which his father doesn't feel like he could do it on his own, so he sent his brother to take care of him and whatever. So, you know what I mean, the Stardust thing is working for him, so he basically said Cody Rhodes is dead. The only thing he's left is Stardust. And as far as he's concerned, so is his father is dead. You know, talking about Dusty Rhodes himself, and he just walks off. So, like, that's the end of that segment right there. So next we have, for the Tag Team Championship, we have the Usos, the champions, and Naomi versus Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, along with Natalya, right? Again, this match was great. I actually think it was the best match of the night. Like, it stole the show and whatever. You know what I mean? Everything else was great. Like, it felt like NXT to me, this whole pay-per-view. But, you know what I mean? I'll go on with my review later. But, yeah. Lots of back and forth, lots of high spots, you know what I mean? Because Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, they're amazing. You know, I'm glad they put them together and whatever. Like, you know, Cesaro's strength along with Tyson Kidd's athleticism, you know, it's awesome. Then you have the Usos and whatever, you know what I mean? They're really athletic or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's bound to be a great match. Plus, you factor in the ladies in there, you know, they got into it a little bit, and, you know, great match. Basically, the match ended with, like, some high spot, I don't remember right now, and, you know, 1, 2, 3, new champions, Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, along with Natalya. So next we had the face-to-face with Triple H versus Sting, right? People thought I forgot about this in my prediction video, but, like, to me this was going to be unpredictable. Like, I really didn't know what was going to go down. Maybe Sting was going to get beat down by Authority. Maybe Sting was going to, like, do some magical stuff like Undertaker or whatever, you know what I mean? Maybe, like, they would have swerved us or whatever. Like, you never know what would have happened. But, yeah. Basically, what happened was Triple H came out first, and he wasn't in his regular, like, suit like he wears normal or whatever. He basically went back to his old Triple H self with, like, the t-shirt, with the denim jacket, and, like, the jeans and whatever. Like, basically, he was ready for a fight. He had his, like, fist taped and all that. So he comes out, and, you know, he goes through the whole thing with, like, WWE versus WCW, blah, 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 going through it, you know what I mean? Basically, calls out Sting or whatever. Sting shows up, doesn't say anything throughout this whole thing, which was good. So, you know, Triple H, you know, and I'm paraphrasing whatever, trying to remember because it's been a long time. But yeah, Triple H basically tells him, you know, we can forget about all this, you know what I mean? You know, if you do it the easy way, you're gonna have the easy way or the hard way. So the easy way is we forget about all this. I give you the Hall of Fame. I give you merchandise sales. I give you DVD sales. Everything he's pretty much gonna have already. You know what I mean? Us as fans, like, we know this is gonna happen. Like, eventually, like, we already have a Sting DVD. Eventually, we're gonna have another one. You know, he has a action figure out there. He has T-shirts. You know, like, probably after this, like, after he faces Taker, he probably gonna wind up in the Hall of Fame anyway. Because you know the Taker match is going to happen. But yeah. So he says it's either that or we could throw down right now. And basically tries to, like, throw the punch at Sting, and, like, you know what I mean, Sting deflects it and whatever, and they start fight. At one point somehow he being Triple H takes Sting down and whatever. Sting's in the corner and whatever, and Triple H goes outside and gets the sledgehammer. So as he's getting the sledgehammer to beat down Sting, Sting has his back. Points it right at him and whatever, right? Right at his neck. So, you know what I mean, Triple H is backing down like, okay, it's cool. Pushes him to the corner, right? In the distance is the WrestleMania sign. So he points at WrestleMania sign. Then points at him. Points at the WrestleMania sign. Points at him. Basically saying, I want a match at WrestleMania. And, you know, Triple H has no choice but to accept. So he accepts, and now we have a match, which is obviously official by now. You know, I mean, it's been like a few weeks now. We have the match Sting versus Triple H for WrestleMania. So the next match we have is for the IC title. We have the champion, Bad News Barrett, versus Dean Ambrose and whatever, right? So, like, again, another great match, you know. All Dean Ambrose's matches are good in my opinion. But, yeah, basically this match, you know, back and forth, you know, high spots, you know, basically, like I said, this whole match been good. Like, it was like an NXT show, again, I have to say it. You know, match ended because the referee disqualified Dean Ambrose and whatever, and apparently because, like, he was, like, stomping him and wouldn't stop, like, stop stopping him or whatever the case may be, but Dean Ambrose got disqualified. Still your champion, Bad News Barrett, but Dean Ambrose left with the belt and whatever, so he's a champion without a belt, you know what I mean? Next, for the surprise of the night, we have a segment, whatever, you know, the commentaries are talking and whatever, and all of a sudden we hear the gong, right? And it happens a couple times. Everybody's like, could this be? And, like, you know, the lights go down, you see that purple hue, the smoke comes out, and you all of a sudden you see the druids and whatever, with, you know, the torches and whatever. Then you see two more druids pushing a casket. You know, they're pushing it, and, you know, they go all the way to the ring. So they open the casket, and boom, it's Bray Wyatt, not The Undertaker, as everybody thought. You know what I mean? Officially channeling The Undertaker to WrestleMania and whatever, because, like, before that he had all these cryptic messages and whatever channeling somebody and nobody knew who he was talking about. So, like, that night he finally confirmed he wants to fight The Undertaker at WrestleMania. So yeah, they can't all be good, right? So next match I'm going to talk about is the John Cena match, you know. Typical John Cena match, you know. He has had a couple good matches, but it's because the caliber of person that he has fought against, you know, like Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, you know. He has to fight against that type of guy to bring it out of him. But this match was, like, kind of boring, I gotta say. You know, man, basically, you know, it was John Cena versus Rusev for the U.S. title, and Rusev had Lana with him. I gotta mention that because, you know, gotta mention everybody who was in this match. But yeah, basically the match ended where, you know, Cena was beating down Rusev. Lana distracts the referee, and Rusev basically does a massive kick down low, whatever, low blow, and, you know, takes down Cena. Does the accolade, which I believe is a camel clutch, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me with your wrestling knowledge down in the comments below and whatever. And, like, he basically, just like a lot of other people, Mark Henry, Jack Swagger, I believe Big Show too, and, like, he basically knocks him out with that move and whatever. And yeah, the champion, U.S. champion still, Rusev. So next we have what I guess we could call a championship match, because, like, the winner of this faces Brock Lesnar for the championship at WrestleMania, right? We have the winner of the Royal Rumble, the number one contender at that time, Roman Reigns, versus the person who everybody thought should have had it, Daniel Bryan, right? So again, like, everybody thought this match was going to be boring or whatever, but this match was awesome. Lots of back and forth. Roman Reigns actually got it in as far as wrestling, you know what I mean? People talk crap about, like, he can't wrestle, he's another John Cena, but, you know, he can actually wrestle. You know what I mean? He has more than the 5 moves of doom. I know, like, he mostly only does, like, the punch and the spear and whatever, and the drop kick, but, you know what I mean, like, he has a lot more moves than that. He's diverse. You know what I mean? He could high fly, he could, you know what I mean, like, brawl. You know, he could do the technical wrestling. Although I haven't seen him do a submission like that, though, you know what I mean? That's probably the next step for him. But yeah, lots of back and forth, and you know, basically the match ended where Daniel Bryan was doing his like yes thing and whatever, about to go for like the knee plus or the running knee, whatever he calls it now, and basically Roman Reigns gets up, hits a spear, 1, 2, 3, it's over. And your number one contender for WrestleMania is Roman Reigns. So yeah, I've got to give this pay-per-view basically a 9 out of 10. Had they not had that god awful John Cena match, you know what I mean, I would have probably rated it like a 10. You know what I mean? Because this pay-per-view is basically NXT and whatever. Like everybody had time to shine and whatever. Because you know, like they basically water it down or whatever. You watch NXT, they actually wrestle. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like I say, 9 out of 10. As for YouTube, for messing up my original result video because I had to re-upload this as the title says and whatever, I give y'all a 4 out of 10. So, you know what I mean? If you like this video, you know what I mean, even though it's like late and it's bullcrap and whatever, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. You know, comment down below if you liked the pay-per-view and whatever. You know, if you even saw it and whatever. And, you know what I mean, share with your friends, you know, and then until next time, y'all. Peace.